Good morning, everyone. This one we are going to talk about how to thwart our existential conundrums, how to solve the problem, how to tackle all our painful pauses in 6 different ways. There are 6 ways that I have prepared to tackle your existential conundrum, existential problems. First one is identifying the problem. Meaning we should first of all find out what kind of problem we are dealing with. If we don't have any kind of clue, any kind of wherewithal, any kind of ideas about the nature of the problem, we will not be able to identify and will not be able to thwart, avoid or tackle that problem at all. So, first and foremost thing, identify the problem, where the problem is, what created the problem, why the problem was created, what are the crux of the problem, what are the core of the problem, what are the ways that we can actually resolve this problem, melt down that problem, and who is at fault. Problem is created by the nature, or problem is actually human-induced, man-induced, our friend-induced, our relative-induced. Who has actually created or induced this problem and why? Think about it. Once you identify the problem solving is going to become a piece of cake. You are not going to have any kind of problem. Piece of cake. Point number 2 is targeting the problem. First, you identify your problem, then target it. Then you'll be able to target the problem and resolve it amicably without creating any kind of damage to yourself or damage to other people. You will be able to solve the problem. Once the problem is identified by you, it will be very, very easy to resolve, target the problem. And you are definitely going to find out all the ways and means to tackle the problem by your ability, capability, your viability, your potential and the prowess. You are going to target the problem such a way the problem does not actually blow out. It's not going to become a more aggravated problem for yourself. It's not going to blow up on your face, and it is not going to create the damage, financial damage or damage in your ties with other people, relation with other people, and the problem will be resolved very amicably, very smoothly, with a masterful ease. So, first is identifying the problem. If you know what the problem is, then you will be able to target it. Number 3, preparing to tackle the problem. Once you identify the problem, now you are ready to target the problem. Now you know every single thing about the problem, and you have studied the problem, and you are sure that now you can target the problem. Then you prepare yourself to target the problem. If you are prepared to tackle the problem properly, then you will be able to resolve the problem. You are going to tackle the problem. You are going to thwart the problem. You are going to hammer out the problem by preparing properly, preparing absolutely, preparing perfectly. Identify the problem, target the problem, and preparing to tackle the problem, preparing to target the same problem that you have identified as your problem. Number 4, choosing the right strategy. Now, when you are thinking about tackling the problem and targeting the problem at that time, you are definitely going to have multiple strategies spring up in your mind. Multiple strategies would come in your mind, and out of these multiple strategies, you are definitely going to choose only one very efficacious, very effective strategy, which is very potential to tackle your problem once and for all. That strategy must be picked by you, that must be selected by you, that must be chosen by you, because that strategy would be the perfect, absolutely efficacious strategy to tackle the problem, whatever the nature of the problem, whatever the size and shape of the problem will be tackled by you if your strategy is absolutely perfect and absolutely effective, efficacious. Number 5, striking with consistency. Now, sporadic efforts are not going to work. Once in a while you try to solve the problem, or it takes a long time to solve the problem, little efforts today and little efforts in the future, day after tomorrow. No, consistency means constantly you are going to strike on your problem. Solution can be had if you strike it with consistency, constantly, continuously, every day, relentlessly. Sporadically, you are never going to get any kind of solution of any kind of problem. No sporadic efforts, but constant efforts, relentless efforts until the problem is totally resolved. Number 6, cerebral, not visceral approach. Some people have a problem and they become kind of rhapsodic. They become mellow. They become kind of emotional. They break down. They shed tears. They rush to the tabernacles, the mosque and the temple. They pray over there for the problem. Why God should solve your problem when you can solve your problem yourself? If you don't try to solve the problem, then nobody is going to solve your problem. And being visceral means emotional, emotive. It's not going to help you to solve the problem, but it's going to aggravate your problem. It's going to make your problem greater. It's going to make your problem more perplexing than it is. It is going to create more confusion, more bitterness, more depressive. So no, visceral approach can make you more depressive. It can make you more sad. So you go for cerebral. Think about it. Think deep and hard. Get feedback from your smart relatives, smart friend circle. Seek the solution of your problem from your teachers, from your tutor, from your relative, your neighbor, whoever you think that they are able, capable, and viable to provide you the feedback in the matter of tackling this problem amicably. They're smart enough, they understand your problem, and they can understand about the solution of this problem very, very perfectly and properly. Then and then you go seek their advice, seek their feedback, and think. Think and think. Don't feel. Problems cannot be resolved by feeling. Problem can be resolved by thinking. So cerebral approach is the right approach to solve any kind of problem that you have, regardless of its size or its complexity or perplexity, confusion, whatever it is. We can definitely tackle the problem by cerebral approach, and we can actually aggravate our problem, make the problem more perplexed, more confusing, more subtle by visceral approach. So that's all the time we have. Thank you very much for listening. See you again next time. Until then, God bless everyone on this planet. Amen.